all the way from Western Australia, please welcome Emo Majuk.
Nothing. Book. Kichwa. Nah, I'm messing around. I speak English, guys. What up, Sydney? How we doing? Man, it's good to see you guys out, man, finally. I know you've been through a little bit of a tough time with COVID, in and out of lockdowns. I know this because I'm from WA. And every single day on the 5 o'clock news, we watch you guys fucking up. It doesn't matter what we're doing at 5 o'clock. As soon as the news comes on, we're like, turn on the next episode of Sydney. You guys are doing way better than Melbourne, though, man. You are, honestly. You're doing way better than Melbourne. I don't know what's going on in Melbourne. I remember last year hearing about a hotel security just out there risking it for some pussy and shit. When I first started my stand-up career, it was back in 2018, man. Since then, I've acquired some management. And my management was asking me, hey, Emo, where do you want to stay? And I was like, oh, somewhere close by, cultured, fun. And as soon as I said cultured and fun, they're like, we got the perfect place. You'll fit right in. And they booked me a place in Blacktown. As soon as I got there, I was like, fuck that. But it is a mess. Like, I got myself, I was like, I'm in charge of my own accommodation. So I booked my own accommodation. And I was like, oh, this place looks nice. Penrith. Yeah, it's a shithole. But it's a massive upgrade from Blacktown, man. Because I went from living around poor black people to now living around poor white people. And I love it. Mwah! Every now and then I get like a random white guy come up and ask me for like loose change. And I give it to them. But I do it for the wrong reasons though, man. I do it for the wrong reasons. I do it because I kind of feel like I'm rewriting history. Every time I give him change, I'm like, here you go, my man. Just don't spend it all on drugs. If only my mum could see me now. Oh, she's not dead. She's back in Perth. I was actually speaking to her on FaceTime. She's asked me how Sydney's going. I'm like, Ma, it's so beautiful. Very multicultural. You should see it. The white people ask me for money. And my mum was so proud, man. She starts crying tears of joy. She's like, you're doing very well, my son. And she calls my father into the FaceTime. She's like, Michael, come have a look at your son. He has become the king of the whites. Times are changing, man. We're all adapting all the times. We're out here trying to figure it out, man. Like a perfect example of times changing was about a decade ago. Australia was dubbed the second most obese country in the world. Like, you might remember this, big fella. So the government was encouraging people like do 30 minutes of exercise and ride your bicycles to your places of destination. Like, do we have any cyclists in here tonight by any chance? Yeah? You're a cyclist? Can you please get the fuck out of here? You're hearing this from a black guy, all right? You people are fucking up this country. Man, the government brought out this 1.5 meter rule. Are we all familiar with the 1.5 meter rule? It means cars have to be 1.5 meters away from cyclists. If you don't know how far 1.5 meters is, just do what I do. You ride around in your car with a broomstick sticking out. And if you so happen to hit a cyclist, they were too close. Times are changing, man. We're all adapting with the times, man. So the government thought, look, cyclists are getting hit, so let's bring out this new thing. They brought out this pathway for cyclists, a pathway for cyclists, which I thought was a complete overkill, man. Like, I feel if you want people to stop hitting cyclists, the accountability should be with cyclists. I think it should be mandatory for cyclists to ride around in white dress-up shirts and black dress-up pants. And they should have to ride around with backpacks on. Because let's all agree on one thing. Nobody's more avoided than people that look like Jehovah's Witnesses. Man, back in 2020, our Premier and Lord and Savior, Mark McGowan, saw that there was a COVID issue over East, so he called for a press conference. He's like, WA is closing down its borders, and we're stopping those East Coast Mexicans from jumping over. So we had to start working around WA to make ends meet, right? So I started doing these outback comedy gigs, like entertaining all the minors. Not kids. The judge made that very clear. And there's a lot of white people in the Australian outback as well. You use it everywhere in Australia now. There's been a lot of tension between white and black people over the last couple of years. I'm actually feeling it right now. But I think it's because we don't understand each other because of our differences in culture. And for us to ever move forward, I feel like we all have to do our part. Would you agree? Yes, I think I may have come up with a little bit of a solution. I think white people, you need to stop assuming that all black people out to steal shit that's not theirs. And black people, man, we need to stop trying to steal back our shit from white people, man. I think it's important we start educating the younger generation. White people, you need to stop lying to your kids. This is my personal favorite lie that you tell. Make sure you finish off all your dinner because somewhere in Africa, there's a child that would love to eat it. Bullshit. What you guys don't realize is African parents tell their kids a similar thing. Like I remember my mom used to tell me, son, make sure you finish off all your dinner because somewhere in Australia, there's a child eating food without seasoning, son. Salt and pepper ain't seasoning, bitch. It was only just a short set, ladies and gentlemen. I have got a festival show. It's called Black Santa Returns. I'm Black Santa. It is here. It's May 15th. So if you want to look it up, just follow me on social media, Emo Majuk. You can follow me on all platforms. You can follow me anywhere. Just don't follow me home. And also, I've just recently released my own merch with my black face on it. It's a car air freshener. And I sell them for $5 each, and everyone's been buying them because it goes to a good cause. Because with every purchase that you make, you too can get pulled over for having a black guy in the car. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been Emo Majuk. Thank you.
Yeah, give it up for Emo Majuk, ladies and gentlemen.